here to see Sasha Pfeiffer.
Your name?
Phil Saviano.
Okay, just a minute.
So, am I the first survivor you've talked to?
Yeah, Phil, you are.
Okay, well, first of all, let me say thank you for having me in today. And I want you to know that you have the full cooperation of my organization, SNAP.
How many members are in your organization, Phil?
We had 11 at our last chapter meeting. 10. Karen just moved.
You had a woman in your group?
Of course it was a woman. They don't discriminate, not when it comes to abuse. And this has nothing to do with being gay. What this is priests using the collar to rape kids. Kids, boys and girls. I was 11, and I was preyed upon by Father David Hawley in Worcester. And I don't mean prayed for, I mean preyed upon. Are any of you Catholic?
I was raised Catholic. Now I go to my wife's Presbyterian church.
I'm lapsed. I go to church with my grandmother sometimes.
It's safe to say we were all raised Catholic, but now.
Not so much. Okay. Well, let me tell you. When you're a poor kid from a poor family, religion counts for a lot. And when a priest pays attention to you, it's a big deal. He asks you to collect the hymnals or take out the trash, you feel special. It's like God asking for help. And so maybe it's a little weird when he tells you a dirty joke, but now you got a secret together. So you go along. Then he shows you a porno mag. And you go along. And you go along. And you go along until one day he asks you to jerk him off or give him a blowjob. And so you go along with that too, because you feel trapped, because he has groomed you. How do you say no to God, right? See, it is important to understand that this is not just physical abuse, it's spiritual abuse too. And when a priest does this to you, he robs you of your faith. So you reach for the bottle or the needle. Or if those don't work, you jump off a bridge. That's why we call ourselves survivors. Have you read Jason Berry's book? He wrote about the Gothe case in Louisiana.
That's G.
G-A-U-T-H-E. Here, and talk to Richard Sipe. He worked in one of the church's treatment centers. He's an ex-priest. Married a nun. Here. This is his testimony from the Cost case.
Phil, what's a treatment center?
It's where they send priests when they get caught. This is all right here in the box. I sent this all to you guys 5 years ago.
To the Globe. Who did you send it to?
I don't want to say who, but they said that they weren't interested.
But Phil, we did run a couple stories on you. I saw them in the clips.
Yeah, but to be completely frank, it wasn't enough. You guys got to understand. This is big. This is not just Boston. This is a whole country. It's the whole world. And it goes right up to the Vatican.
Do you have any proof of that, Phil?
No, not yet. But think about it. There are so many of them. How else could they have hidden it for so long?
So many what?
Priests. Priests. I know of 13 right here in Boston.
You know 13 priests in Boston who have molested children.
Yeah, why do you keep repeating everything I say?
I just like to clarify things.
Maybe you should have clarified it 5 years ago when I sent you all of this stuff. It's all right here. May I use your bathroom?
Yeah.
Sure, Phil. Come on.
Well, what do you think?
Well, the guy's got an agenda, that's for sure.
You
I mean,
think?
he's obviously been through a lot, but he's smart. And if he's right about 13 priests.
Yeah, it might be a big if for this guy. Do a background check on him and follow up with some of the other survivors of his group.
I'll track down this ex-priest, Sipe.
Okay, but stay on Garabedian. That's more important.
Garabedian, what a pain in the ass.
You could be a pain in the ass, Mike.
Mitchell, what a surprise. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Azendez.
Good. You know, I haven't heard back from you. I left you a couple messages.
I know, I've been very busy. I don't have time for calls.
Oh, geez, I'm sure you don't. Listen, Mitch, let me talk to a couple of the victims. You can sit on the interview, and if you're not happy, you could kill it.
I spoke to my clients, and they don't want to be in the press. I'm sorry.
I get that, but I don't need to name names.
I don't believe you, Mr. Azendez.
I'm sure you don't.
I don't.
Listen, Mitchell,
Listen
Look,
to me.
Mr. Resendez, please.
I'm not writing a profile here. I'm working on something bigger.
Bigger? I don't know what that means.
I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I'm digging around for Spotlight.
Spotlight's on this?
Yeah, we're looking into it, but you gotta help me. You gotta let me talk to some of these victims, please. Please.
Come back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m.
Thank you.
Miss Pfeiffer?
Joe. Hi.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
No, no
Please
problem.
sit.
Thank you.
Is this table okay?
This is perfect.
I had a muffin while I was waiting. Two, actually. I eat when I'm nervous.
I do that too, actually. I hope I'm not late. Phil told me 1 o'clock.
No, you're fine. I got here early. About an hour.
Would you mind if I took some notes? Would that be all right?
You don't mind if I take some notes, do you?
Are you gonna use my name?
No.
Not if you don't want me to, no.
I just had a kid, and he's only one, but I'm not sure I want him to know about this.
Sure, I get that.
You can stop this interview at any time, Patrick. All right?
Okay. Go ahead with your notes.
Okay, so, where'd you live when it first happened?
In the projects, over in Hyde Park.
Over by the Stop and Shop.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it?
Yeah, I drove a cab for a few years. Open early, bad coffee, right?
Yeah, I guess.
How old were you when it happened?
I was 12. Just after my dad killed himself.
Oh, jeez.
He was a real piece of shit. And my mom, she wasn't so stable either.
How do you mean?
I mean, she was nuts.
She was a schizophrenic.
Same shit.
When did you first meet Gagan?
Well, my sister, she saw him over in the Dunkin' Donuts. Tells him about my old man passing, and he rushed right over.
And there was this nun, Sister Barbara, and she ran this group for kids from troubled families.
Where was that?
St. Ambrose in Dorchester.
Okay.
She's the one who introduced me to Father Shanley. He was a street priest. Long hair, very hip. He invited me to his apartment in Back Bay.
Where in Back Bay?
Beacon Street.
Beacon. Okay.
Are you from here?
No, I grew up in Ohio, but my mom's from Southie.
Oh, yeah, so you get it. I'd never even seen Back Bay.
So, what happened on that first visit, Joe?
Well, he was very nice at first. Very funny, very casual. And I think he could tell I was gay. So he showed me this mobile he had, like over a baby's crib, but with different words. Homosexual, transsexual, bisexual.
Okay, and did you know you were gay at that time, Joe?
Yeah. But that wasn't information I was sharing with anybody, not in Dorchester.
Okay. So, what happened after he showed you the mobile?
Well, I was a little freaked out. I think he could tell. So he said, you know what'll help is if we play strip poker. Of course, I lost. And things went on from there.
Can you tell me specifically what happened?
Specifically, he molested me.
Joe, I think that language is going to be so important here. We can't sanitize this. Just saying molest isn't enough. People need to know what actually happened.
We should probably get these to go.
Right.
Gagan shows up, and my mom, you know, she's thrilled. And this was like God showing up, you know?
Sure, right. So what happened then?
You really want to hear this shit?
Yeah, Patrick, I do.
he offers to take me to get ice cream. You know, he's a priest. I'm a kid, so I go.
Sure.
So we're driving home, and he starts patting my leg, and, you know, then his hand just slides right up, and he grabs my dick. You know, I just froze up. I was fucking petrified. I couldn't move. I didn't know what to do. I was just a little kid.
Yeah.
You know, I never even touched my ice cream. It just melted down my arm.
Did you see him again after that?
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Let's stop there for now.
Sure.
He said it was a way to make me more comfortable with my body.
So what happened after that?
Well, he took off his clothes and he said, I've been so depressed, but maybe you can cheer me up and give me a blowjob. Classic guy.
And did you?
Yeah. I know what you must be thinking. Like, why would I ever do that to some creepy guy who's 30 years older than me? But what we have to understand is that this is the first time in my life that someone told me that it was okay to be gay. And it was a priest.
So you had oral sex? Did you have intercourse?
Yes. Not then, but later. It really messed me up. I'm sober now, but that was the beginning of it all. It's very confusing, you know? To be introduced to sex like that, and then to be attracted to men. I'm sorry. I knew I was gonna do this. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's okay, Joe, it's okay.
Of course, there is a church right there. And a playground.
Joe, did you ever try and tell anyone?
Like a priest.
Can I use your phone?
Yeah, sure. You know where it is.
You can use my name if you want.
Thanks, Patrick.
Don't thank me. Just get these assholes, will you?
He's one of the lucky ones. He's still alive.